It's Wednesday afternoon and we're on the Fossway in Warwickshire, just outside of Leamington Spa. The Red Rebels have just arrived to do a funeral march for the oak trees that were cut down here last week. There's a HS2 security van. So they are walking up to where the large oaks were felled along the beautiful Fossway. You can see all of the landscape around here has been cleared of old trees and hedgerow. Literally decimated. This whole area was covered in a tree line. It was a tree line road with dense hedgerow. And here come the Red Rebels. They started in front of one of the other oak trees due to be felled here. Just hold until they stop on the trunks.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can walk up with them if you want. You can hold it out and walk up with it. So behind them another tree, another set of oak trees there, also being felled by HS2 imminently. And this is happening all the way across the English countryside. A memorial service for the trees that we're losing every day. Here, I'm going to cross the road a bit. So this is the Fossway, the old Roman road. This was completely lined with veteran oaks all the way along for a good half a mile, at least almost another mile in that direction as well. And they have felled the lot. Every single one is gone. All the hedgerow is gone. And what is this for? Behind me, they're putting a new roundabout in here, so they're widening the road to 2 lanes approaching the roundabout. So all the way up that country lane, all these trees here will go as well. People honking their support. All the way down this lane here, you can see the stumps that are over there. Hopefully you can see that. Just a massive amount of tree felling, and guess what? They could have put the road just over here. They could have moved it over, what's that, 20 metres? Moved the road over 20 metres. It could have gone behind this tree-lined road. It could have gone behind the lot, and a whole mile of veteran trees and hedgerow would have been saved. Pull it really tight, guys. Maybe get somebody in the middle, because it's quite big. Just there's another banner just coming out here. Guys, you want to be up on the top of that ledge behind them. Yeah. I'll come and help you in a sec. I've just got to run a stream. This just shows the sort of action that also people can come and support. It's fairly simple action, it's not arrestable, and it raises a lot of public awareness of what's going on. And if you saw any of the footage from a week or so ago, these were some of the big beautiful oaks that were here. And let's bear in mind, sorry, I apologise if it's windy, please message me if it's too windy. I don't have a wind cover. This is really just, it's a publicity stunt, and there's a couple of big banners coming out to go behind the rebels for a photo shoot in a minute. So people have been protesting up here. Just get this to turn around. People have been coming up here with banners and just standing on the main road here and holding up banners. I'm just going to cross the road to raise awareness of what's going on. They're going to come up to these trees in a minute. I just want to show this whole line. They were teeming with life, these trees. And the sad thing is this roundabout that they're going to build up here, and they've done the same all the way the other side of the next road junction up there. The same clearance and devastation. And they could have just moved the road over. It would have taken a bit more farming land, which would have been a loss to the farmer, but they could have left this whole line of trees, because this roundabout up here is temporary. It's going to be put in for the construction traffic and then taken out again. That's happening everywhere. HS2 only thinks in straight lines and narrow minds. All over the place, there's so many ways, there are more trees that they could save that are being felled. And anybody who lives locally wouldn't even recognise this landscape now. I think people would have a lot more sympathy for the project if it had been more, if it had just been kinder, if it had been more sensitively conceived in the first place. And apologies to rebellion comrades for not communicating. Just came here last minute, so yeah, well, the felled trees are basically going to the Drax power stations as biofuel. If you'll notice, everything's getting chipped, conveniently gets rid of any evidence of bats or nesting birds, and the whole lot is being chipped as biomass fuel, because the government apparently is struggling to meet its targets for not burning fossil fuel, and by burning biomass that is in the Drax power station, that apparently is helping the government meet some of its targets. And that, I mean, that's just so sad, isn't it? So yeah, the woodlands are literally being chipped. Our ancient woodlands are being chipped for biomass fuel. So still lots of campaigning going on, people can get involved in. You can find out. I just arrived at Crackley Camp today and heard about this action going on, so I've come along. Yeah, so much of it is temporary work, isn't it? It's just disgusting. And look at the loss to the local community, to precious wildlife habitat. They're really calling today for more local support, for people to come out. Like I say, there are people climbing trees, there are people theatrical event. It's designed to make a point. I think the Where Are You manner is appealing to local people to come out and join the protests and so on. It's actually quite moving to see, actually. when you're here witnessing it in person, it's quite a different experience to probably seeing it on a screen. Yeah, I'm gonna carry on filming it for the time being. We'll try and dig out some photographs of what this road looked like before. As I say, this is a part of the historic Foss Way. It was a beautiful tree-lined road, and yeah, it's just another sad case of HS2 devastation. Turn around again. Usual HS2 security guys filming the action, guess doing their job. Hi Emily. And please tell me if the wind is driving the audio mad. Interestingly, all of the reds taking a trunk basically along the route here. Thank you. The statement about our wildlife, our ancient trees. Rush hour is just about to begin along here. This is just a fraction, this is a tiny fraction of the destruction that's happening across the English countryside. None of this would have even been on the plans as felling in the original plans. Areas that are supposed to have been tree plantations have been turned into compounds. So all of the carbon calculation arguments that would have gone in to support HS2 through Parliament they're all wrong basically, they're all lies. Parliament are debating an ecocide law. France is talking about an ecocide law. Germany is talking about ecocide law. Britain is not talking about ecocide law. Gosh, if ever there was a time that we should be. the local cars honking away. That was going to get a proper job guy, screaming his lungs out. Along here are at least as high as the one just in the background there. Massive. Yeah, sorry, no microphone on here today, wasn't expecting to be here. Apologies. Doing my best to shield it. This is the Foss Way in Warwickshire, just outside of Leamington Spa, and a vigil for the veteran trees that were cut here. Some of them were absolute giants, 300 to 400 years old. One man climbed to the top of a tree with no safety gear. He didn't have time, it was a scramble to get up the tree in the morning in the early hours. Stayed in the tree for something like 9-10 hours with no safety gear. He climbed right to the top, and HS2 actually felled branches off the tree while he was in the top. There were 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts. The guy in charge of the tree operation said it was too dangerous to fell any tree in these winds, and despite the fact that there was a young man clinging to the top of the tree for his life, HS2 continued to fell bits of the tree. So yeah. So this is just the sort of example of a protest action that people could do. You don't have to get arrested, take any massive risks, but it's very poignant. And over the next hour, hundreds of people will see this action. this is quite a busy commuter road. Looks like the grandmaster of them all. Just to give you a sense of scale. Just watching, this is the Fossway just outside of Leamington Spa, and you can see all of the oak trunks, oak and ash mostly, have been felled for a temporary road widening. There's over a mile long stretch here of mature trees and hedgerow that have been destroyed by HS2 on both sides of the road. Both sides from this roundabout up here, the same on the other side of the roundabout as well, all the way down here, all the way down here to the next junction and past the next junction as well. And these have all been felled for a temporary road widening. One more sweet pass of the Red Rebels that are here holding a vigil. let's remember the government's own committee on climate change has said 4 degrees is inevitable now by the end of the century, and that means the displacement of billions of people, and it will hit the poorest people first. It is going to impact the poorest countries, the least privileged people in the world first, and they are going to take the brunt of the impact. 1.5 degrees within the next 10 years, very likely. And as far as I understand it, the CEE bill has already been deferred in Parliament until next March, April. There are literally thousands of more trees to be felled, and this road could have just been put across inside the farmer's field, and we could have saved this entire avenue of trees. Yeah, we could have easily diverted. I think possibly the cost of buying the land from the farmer would have added to the cost of the operation, so that's perhaps why. C connection.
Apple, yeah?
No, Samsung. Do you want to do them and I'll take the banner for a bit?
Yeah, I can do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty crappy.
Well, I'll do them if you want. I'm happy to.
Yeah, you use my phone.
Okay, well let me get this one because I've got to click the share button on that. It just died. Yeah, you're famous again. Just get a battery. Hey Angels.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Now we gave 2 fingers up.
Hi Brenda, I'm just going to get a battery. How you doing? I'm alright, yeah. I got the day off. Yeah. Keep it alright?